Hello everyone, Don with Resolute Outdoors here. Today I want to kind of talk about what I wear hunting when it's a cold day. So I'm saying cold kind of loosely, I'm thinking anything 45, 40 degrees or lower. So typically this would be, like for us in Pennsylvania here, it would be regular deer season, so end of November, beginning of December. I know temperatures can kind of been weird, lately, so sometimes it can be warmer, sometimes it can be colder, but I'm really thinking the 40 to 45 degrees and lower type weather, down to, the 20s, teens, and beyond. Not that I've seen temperatures like that really, at least at any time recently that I can remember. But that's kind of the area and the temperature range I'm focusing on. So what I'm wearing now is kind of my base layer, what I'm going to call it. So I have pants on, obviously, with 1 to 2 pairs of long johns, depending on how cold it's going to be. I might wear 2 pairs of long johns underneath. I have the Under Armour base layer, but I'm just going to refer to them as long johns for brevity's sake. But 1 to 2 pairs of those and your pants. And then on my feet, I'm going to have a pair of cotton socks against my feet, and then 1 to 2 pairs of a wool or wool blend. This is a smart wool blend. This is just a Carhartt blend. I typically wear 1 to 2 of these on top of the cotton that I have against my feet as well. For my top here, I have underneath I have a Under Armour base layer as a kind of a long john type situation. I have a white long john on. Then I have this long sleeve shirt. So I have nice layers. Obviously, you want a layer to stay warm. 3 layers there, and then I have this orange shirt. Now the reason I have this orange shirt is because this is kind of, like I said, my base layer. So this is kind of what I'll wear when I'm going to walk into the woods or walk out of the woods. Maybe not walk out of the woods, walk into the woods, because I don't want to get sweaty before I'm sitting. So I'll have my sling bag on, and I'll have typically my jackets, my other layers on top of this, attached to that, which I've shown in other videos. I have a video about that. So all of those attached to it, and this is what I'll wear. And I want to have orange here because I wear an orange baseball cap typically, not a beanie, because I want to stay cool, but I still need to follow the orange regulations, and I want to be safe when I'm walking in or out of the woods. So, I have orange shirt on here for visibility's sake, and I have an orange hat as well. Also, if I would harvest a deer, I would typically strip off my outer layers before I started gutting that deer and dragging it out. So that this would be the layer I would have on underneath those jackets and sweatshirts that I'm going to show you here shortly. So this would be kind of the base layer that I would use when I'm hauling out the deer. So it could be the middle of the day, early in the morning, late in the evening. But then I'm always wearing some type of orange because I'll strip off my other layers back down to this. So let me go and I get my other layers on, and I'll kind of show you that, and then we'll get into that, the accessories, then my footwear at the end. So stay tuned. All right, so this is kind of the final configuration I'd have whenever I'm actually sitting out in the woods. Now I have some stuff here, I'll go over this. Most of this stuff would either live in pockets here if it's gloves, but most of this would actually live in my bag. I would just take it out whenever I sit down, but I just have it here kind of tucked in this waistline here so you can kind of see what I have, and I'll go over all of it. So as for headgear, I typically carry 2 beanies. I have a really thin one here that I would wear underneath, and then I have this thicker one that can roll up to be a pretty thick beanie here, but also can unroll to be a face mask. So I like having the kind of dual option there. And if you put this on as a face mask, you can still wear this beanie as well. Keep your head extra warm, your head and ears, lose a lot of your heat through there. Want to make sure you kind of have those situated and taken care of. So I'd rather have more options than less. As far as my neckline, I would typically carry just one of these. Typically I have 2 options here. I'd call these Dickies. I'm not really sure exactly what you would call these, but these are things that you would put over. I'd probably put this on before I'd put my other 2 layers on that I'll go over here shortly, and then tuck it in. So you'd have part of it would go in the front, and part of it would go in the back. This would keep your neck warm. If it's an exceptionally cold day, I would bring a scarf probably too. Scarf's gonna work a little bit better, but those are a lot more convenient. As far as gloves, like I've said before in the previous video, I don't really like gloves, so I don't wear them a ton. But if I do, I like to keep 2 pairs or so of thinner gloves. So I have these super thin ones here, and then some thicker ones here. I keep them kind of in the pockets on the side of the hands that I'm going to use them on. And if it gets really cold, I will step up and I will bring, if it's going to be cold, some thicker gloves. But I really prefer not to use these if I can. As well, you see here I have my hand warmer. I don't always wear this, and the reason I don't always wear it is because this jacket here, I like having these pockets here, actually has hand warmers and pockets here as well. So sometimes I'll wear the hand warmer, sometimes I won't. I'd like to have the ability to kind of put heaters somewhere, either in the hand warmer or here, and kind of keep my hands warm. So you see, and then off of my core, you see my base layer here is this thick orange jacket. I've used this for a lot of years. I quite like it. I think it works really well. So that's kind of my main layer there. And then I have this kind of fleece as well, and then that's my base layer we talked about before. Sometimes I'll put another hoodie on if it's really cold out, but this is kind of the setup that I use. And like I said, these will be stripped off, and I won't put these two things on until I actually get to the hunting site that I'm at, where I'm going to sit down and sit for the morning before I go for a walk. As well as footwear, I kind of mentioned I'd go over that shortly before. I typically have either a lighter insulated boot or a heavier insulated boot. I did do a video on that a while ago. I can put a link to that as well, so you kind of see that option as well. And also one thing I wanted to mention as well, I did a video recently on why I like suspenders with the belt. This is exactly how I was saying I like to wear them whenever in that previous video. So if you watch that and you want to kind of see an example, this kind of setup here where it's hiked up a little bit higher and suspenders are on, it's kind of my preferred method. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Don with Resolute Outdoors. Until next time, I'll see you.